talking about marketing and promotion in tourism and hospitality industry in Nigeria. For tour, you could see signage that tells you, oh, this office or this establishment deals with packaging of tours. But for hospitality, maybe hotels, sometimes there is no signage, but you just know that they receive customers. So how do the customers get to know of your existence? Basically, I'm asking, how is marketing done, marketing of hospitality done?
Good morning, Joy Apa from Giona Travels and Tours, based in Abuja, Nigeria. By marketing, we marketing in various ways. Social media is one of our tools in promoting our services here in Nigeria. And nationwide, we know that social media has taken over the trend of marketing, especially in the hospitality industry. A lot of people want to see, aside to promoting on the flyer, talking to them one on one, they want to actually see visually where you're taking them to. So, by way of creating videos, content that will promote destinations of these places you're trying to sell out, it's a way of us marketing. Aside marketing via social media, we have the one-on-one marketing which we do. We have the friends and family marketing which we do. We have referrals. If you've been in the industry for some time, you understand that referrals is one key component that keeps you active and going forward, because a lot of people will refer you when they have enjoyed your services, and uh, they'll have every reason to come back to you. In that sense, they can refer you to people and your client base tend to increase. Another way we tend to do our marketing is in the government. Publicity, they do collaborating with National Travel Agency, GEX in Nigeria, NANTA. We also have NCAA, the regulatory body in Nigeria that promotes travel agencies. And FAN do a little by way of promotion of new airlines, new regulations, and all of that. I think have been able to give you a good understanding of promotion in the hospitality industry.
Talking about visibility now, for people to patronize your business, they must know that business exists. So what kind of strategy are you going to deploy for that business to get visibility and being patronized? Here.
In order for us to get visibility and to be patronized, first of all, um, your brand has to be visible by the populace. How? Social media. You must create content that would explain to the public what you do, the kind of services you render, um, your, your strategies could be when Mr. A is selling 50 naira and you're giving at 45, just to get the attention of your desired population. Why I said your desired population, in this industry, we all run different packages and different activities. The same product I will be selling for 1 million naira, some other agency will be selling it for 2 million naira. Depends on the value you're bringing to the table. Some persons handle luxury, some persons handle just premium. So it depends also on your clientele that will help you to publicize. But basically, we publicize our services by way of social media, like I earlier said. publicized by way of TV, radio jingles, um, WhatsApp promotions, creating groups of persons that have used our services in the past, keeping them abreast with the new offers we have and the new packages that are selling. Like this period is meant to be a peak period in the travel industry because a lot of people travel with their families for holidays. And so at this period, aside the social media, one-on-one marketing is also done. One-on-one marketing by way of forwarding the contents, the packages we have to clients in order to keep them informed. We also have newsletters, promote our services via newsletters. We have newsletters on the daily, like last week, on the 19th precisely, Uganda Airline came into Nigeria. So we keep our customers informed with what is happening in the aviation industry. That's another way of us promoting our services. Keep them informed. Okay, there's an easier way to travel to your destination. Like before now, there's always a stopover traveling to Uganda using Ethiopia Airline, using Rwanda Airline. But now from Lagos, you can travel directly. We inform them. For instance, the airline came up, since they are new, they came up with incentives like, okay, for every traveler, you have 3 piece, which is an added advantage to anyone traveling on an international, more especially on the return, because you like to buy things and in that way you wouldn't have to pay for extra luggage. So these are some of the ways we promote travels in Nigeria. Then the hospitality industry also, for foreigners that come into Nigeria, we try to sell we try to sell Nigeria as a destination to them. We try to put out content that encourages people when they come into Nigeria for them to know, okay, there are beautiful sites you can see, places you can visit, and enjoy your stay while here in Nigeria. That's basically how we promote our services here in Nigeria, or in the hospitality industry rather.
Okay. Tourism sector and those specifically in the hospitality sector, I mean hotels, restaurants and bars, is there some form of partnership in promotion of your businesses so that there's referral from one to the other?
So is there some form of
those who are into tourism and those who are in hospitality? So there's referral of clients, referral of businesses from one to the other. Strategy.
Yes, there is different agencies handle different calls. There are agencies that their call is just to issue tickets, both domestic and international. There are agencies that they just do international, they don't do domestic. There are agencies that what they handle is miles. There are agencies that what they handle is tour packages. What they do is to just take people out of Nigeria, bonding, team bonding, and all of that. It depends on your call. So if I have a friend in the industry, or I have a colleague rather, and I handle tour packages, I do both domestic and international, I do hotel, and you only handle visa and insurance, and you have these passengers that you have processed their visas, and you would like someone else in the industry to handle the ticketing aspect, the hotel. Yes, we refer each other. We refer each other. We work together.
Okay, let's look at some in the course of marketing and doing promotion, some of the problems, the likely challenges you face in the course of doing these duties because of the peculiarity of this environment, some of the clients. I would like you to share your experience with us when it comes to some of the problems or the constraints when it comes to marketing and promotion.
Some of our constraints when it comes to marketing and promotion is basically price. Um, Price, sometimes you can have a product going for 500,000, but in the recent time, we've had a lot of challenges dealing with dollars. Yes, you can. If you have a hotel that is giving you so much discount over there, most of our services are paid in dollars, and then you have promoted here in Nigeria, and you have clients that are willing to buy that particular service, and all of a sudden you are not able to deliver at that rate. These are some of the challenges we face right now in the industry, and that has reduced drastically our sales.
For a new entrant into an industry like this, what are some of the key things that the new entrant should do to be able to gain recognition and to be able to compete with those who are already in the industry?
To be able to compete with those already in the industry, then you should look out for the things that are not visible and tackle them. Um, me mentioning one or two is like giving out my own selling points, which I wouldn't like to do. If this is a one-on-one conversation, I could, yeah, but here I'm not sure I would like to do that because that's my own selling strategy. I think if you're going into an industry like this, you would have to look out for the loopholes that a lot of people ignore. In that medium, you'll be able to attract the attention of your desired clientele.
Let me find out from you if you've done a project whereby you've given it all the necessary strategies when it comes to marketing and promotion and you're not getting the right result. In that instance, what do you do? I'd like you to educate a business owner who might encounter that kind of experience because businesses are in phases. So how do you handle that kind of phase where you do all you can do when it comes to marketing, but you're not getting maximum profit? For a business owner, how can they manage that kind of development and that phase when it comes to marketing?
As a business owner, it won't always be rosy, but I think consistency is the key. The more consistent you are, the more visibility you will get, the more trust you earn from those that patronize you. And most of the time, you may not start, it may not be rosy for you when you start, you may not earn profits in the beginning. But the more consistent you are in that particular field, a lot of eyes are watching, you may not know. The more you put out the things you do, the more people patronize you and you put it out, a lot of people will gain confidence in you. And over time, that confidence is what will turn into income, I believe. Because I experienced that and it worked for me. So I think that's one way to enhance your profits. You may not earn as you start, but consistency will enable you earn in the long run.
Okay, you talked about some marketing strategies. I want to ask how effective are they? For instance, reviews. when you go to the site or the pages of some businesses who are into hospitality or providing tour services, you find reviews. But there's one thing that people are beginning to say or beginning to look at when it comes to reviews. Like, sometimes it doesn't seem genuine, and sometimes people don't go by reviews. So how effective are reviews and even pricing? There's this a thing about pricing. It is assumed sometimes that when a thing is expensive, then it is of high quality. So how does that impact the marketing strategy? So you also talked about fixing the price that may be a bit lower than your competitor. But how effective are these strategies?
That's I mentioned earlier, it depends on your clientele. If you have the average masses to be your clients, and you go and put up a package of 100 million, and you expect them to come over to patronize you, that wouldn't work out for you. It depends on who your clients are. And in this part of the world, we often believe that when things are very expensive, then they are of high value. But I don't think that's always the case. I think it's in the travel industry, it's the experience you get that is the most important. The trip is not enjoyed until you have gone and you are returning back home and the memory lingers with you over time. That's when you can successfully say you enjoyed a trip. There are some trips you go on that's just on an average, and it's just the hotel that is nice. But there are some trips that are exceptional, from the airport pick up and drop off to the hotel, to the food, to the reception, to the tours, how the tour operators attend to you, seamless from start to finish. I think that's what's termed a very good tour. And again, when you talk about luxury or economy in this aspect, there are different packages that will term that. You cannot offer an economy trip in terms of luxury. Even after the client has gone and returned, it will be a bad review for you. And you also mentioned reviews, how reviews. What do I think about reviews? Reviews, it depends on your social media pages. There are pages that when you look at the reviews, you know that these are genuine reviews from clients that have experienced that have experienced one or two services from this company, and their reviews, they were just imputed. So most of the time, the way we get our reviews and understand them to be authentic, our reviews we get on Instagram. When you make posts and people comment, these are genuine reviews, these are genuine comments. Hardly will you get a comment from a particular hotel on Instagram, and you go to that hotel and lodge, that you won't enjoy, or from the reviews you actually know if these people are what they put out to you. And if they are not, you will also discover that from the reviews you see online, from their social media handle, most especially Instagram.
We were talking about what it takes to have travel and tour going on for clients.
Sorry about that. Network challenge over there. Okay, what it takes to have a travel and tours company in Nigeria, like I was saying earlier, you need to be registered and accredited with the essential bodies, National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies. It's that in Nigeria. Body that governs all travel agencies in Nigeria. We have the NCAA. We have IATA. IATA is an international body, a travel authority that is interested in basically regulating the international body. That's the medium of how we issue our tickets here in Nigeria. And most of the corporate organizations, if you are not registered with either of them, if you're not registered with IATA, if you're not registered with NCAA, if you're not registered with NANTA, these are that a few amongst others, if you're not registered with basically these three, most corporate organizations will not enable you or will not give you the authority to handle their travel agent, not enable you to handle their ticketing requests because if you are registered with these bodies, at this point they can trust you. They know the aviation industry knows you. They know where to find you. They know you are trading on the legal ground because our industry deals with so much money that it's really not yours. So these are basically some of the institutions you need to register it for you to come on board as a travel consultant.
I'd like to know the level of patronage when it comes to travels and tours. You know, how profitable it is in Nigeria. What has been the reaction of people or the level of patronage when it comes to tours and travels in Nigeria?
The level of patronage when it comes to travel, Nigerians are heavy travelers. Nigerians love to travel a lot. But in recent times, that has slowed down to so much percentage. Before now, this is October, we would have had a very good volume of requests. But now, a lot of people are having to plan ahead for their children resuming schools and all because of dollar rates. Because if you're traveling, if you buy a ticket, it doesn't stop there. You have to spend when you get there. You have to buy things. You have to. The shopping is one aspect that cannot be overrated. And have to at least bring one or two for friends and families. And you have to also have a nice time. And for you to enjoy a nice time outside Nigeria, you have to use the country's mode of exchange, and which basically dollar is one of the universal. So travels in Nigeria has actually dropped. It used to be better before now, but with the consistent increase in dollar, I heard that yesterday dollar was 1,304 to 1 naira. I don't know if that is correct, but that's what I was told from the black market yesterday. So it has actually affected the travel industry heavily.
Tourism. Apart from tourism outside the shores of Nigeria, we have domestic tours. Now, since the dollar has greatly impacted travels, are people now turning to domestic tours? Do you have an increase in demand for domestic tours?
We have domestic tours. We do not have so much requests on domestic tours as such. Nigerians like to visit other countries, more especially European countries and America. It's just of late that Nigerians started visiting African countries. And we have the best destinations in Africa. So, but talking about this dollar and having Nigerians visiting Nigeria, we don't have so much request on that. I guess because of the insecurity in Nigeria. I guess that's basically the cause or the effect why Nigerians are not willing to visit places in Nigeria. A few places Nigerians would like to visit, maybe Lagos, Lekki Conservation Land, there's Yapatai Tropicana and the rest. Nigerians would want to visit Lagos. But aside that, there are so many other destinations that Nigerians would not like to visit due to insecurity. And the Obudu, the famous Obudu cattle ranch that Nigerians love to visit, is no longer the taste of what it used to be before now. So we are not having our government sustain places that are put up, and we're not having sustainability of those places. We just create places, but we don't sustain it for it to in turn bring in revenue at a longer run. So we are we are deficient in sites, basically due to insecurity. And the places that are supposed to be functioning are not actually maintained up to the standards at which it will enable people to visit or want to visit.
All right, Joy, as we wrap up, I'd like you to talk about some of the regulations or incentives that government can provide to ensure that people take interest in tourism, to boost the interest of investors so people want to take advantage of tourism. Talk to us about some of the regulation or incentives that government can put in place to achieve this.
And regulations, the government can put in incentives like they can drop off some of the taxes they levy on the travel agents. They can drop some of the taxes to enable our business to boom, especially in this time when we are having challenges with the dollar rates. It's one of the ways to encourage agents. Then, talking about incentives, I think the government should also speak to the international bodies. There are a lot of charges and levies that are put on the Nigerian travelers that we don't find in other destinations. In other destinations, there are some taxes that are not found on tickets, but here in Nigeria, they come up with all kinds of taxes. And it's as though when these international airlines are coming in, I don't know what agreement is being signed. I don't know how it's being reviewed. I don't know how uh, what the benefit is to Nigerian citizens, because from all I know, it seems it's just the international bodies that profit, and we are left to the detriment of our own mess. For some tickets, like international tickets that you expect, if there's a no-show, the customer should pay so charges, which is understandable. If you miss your flight, you are meant to pay the penalty for that. But there are some taxes you find on tickets or some change rates. If I buy a ticket of 1 million and at the time of change, I'm paying the difference of 800 and something, I will feel robbed. And that's what is common in the industry today. The taxes, the rates, clients are being mandated to pay to make use of their existing tickets. It's alarming and heavily overwhelming. I think if the government can look into this, this will help us to have a seamless way of transacting business here in Nigeria, especially in the hospitality industry. And also for incentives, I would say for the domestic airlines in Nigeria, they can do better. Most of the time, we agents are the ones that recruit patronage for these airlines. But when the airlines begin to operate and are beginning to get very efficient and have gained the trust of the masses, they forget the agents. I think there should be a level of incentive given to agents, and it can come in terms of discounts. You can have some percentage of discount. Only a few do it. Only a few give discounts, like Airpeace, they give some percentage of discounts. They encourage the agents. Um, Overland does, Ghana does from time to time. But I'm calling on airlines like Ibom Air, Green Africa, Value Jets, just to mention but a few, to begin to recognize travel agents
According, hello, can you
and
hear me,
to
Joy?
avail us with some of the incentives.